Hi folks, welcome back. I've got an update about the issues that I've been having with my Scrambler 400. We've got to the bottom of what's been going on and why it's been happening, and we've got a solution proposed as well, so feeling pretty good about it. Just a quick recap. After about 3,500 miles, this little oil warning light came on. I took the bike down to the shop. They ran some diagnostics, couldn't really find any issues with it. They replaced the oil and replaced the oil filter because they found some metal in the oil at that time. Sent me back out on the road and everything seemed to be absolutely fine, but after another 1,000 miles, 4,500 miles in total, the light came on again. So the bike went back to the shop again and they've taken it apart and they found that there's a bit of an issue with the timing chain. Now the timing chain, as you can see here, is what connects the crankshaft gears to the camshaft gears. This controls the camshafts themselves, then controls the timing of all the valves and stuff like that. Obviously a really important part of an engine. In my particular case, the timing chain isn't staying in place where it should do. It's rubbing against the enclosure that it has, and that's causing the metal in the oil. You can get an idea of where all this sits on the bike if we just take a look at the bike from the outside here. We've got the two camshaft gears at the top here, we've got the crankshaft gear at the bottom, and the little red arrows represent the timing chain itself. So that's where this is on the bike itself. It looks a bit more like this in real life. It's in its own enclosure behind that engine cover there. It looks like this with the plastic guides on either side that are there to keep this chain in place and to stop it from moving around. But in my particular case, for whatever reason, they're not effectively doing that, and the timing chain itself is moving around. Another little diagram here just to have a closer look at this. And if we look at this from the side, then this is what we'd see: the piston down at the bottom, the camshaft at the top, and the timing chain on the right hand side here. And this is what's happening with mine. So the red arrows represent the timing chain. It's not staying straight, it's moving to the left, it's also moving to the right, it's gouging metal out of its enclosure within the engine casing, and the metal that's in the oil is that metal. It's metal that the chain itself has gouged out of the side of the enclosure. So that's what's going on. That's what the issue is with the bike. And sooner or later, there's so much metal in the oil that then triggers the sensor to go off, which is what we were seeing, and that explains everything that's been happening. It also explains why the engine's always felt like it's been running absolutely perfectly. There hasn't been any other reason to think that there's any issue here other than the sensor itself. Now, sooner or later, this would have developed into a worse thing. If it kept riding it, then it would have been a problem. The chain itself might have snapped eventually or something like that, which would have been catastrophic for the engine. Thankfully, none of that happened. In terms of what this means for other Triumph owners of this engine, it's unlikely that this is an issue that's going to affect other bikes. If you build enough of something, I don't know how many of these have been made, 20,000, 30,000, something like that. It's a numbers game. There's always going to be one or two that just have little individual unique issues like this. I think that's what this is in this case. It's probably not something that you need to worry about if you're considering buying one of these bikes. It's probably not some sort of manufacturing issue that's going to affect all of them. It seems to be something that's more unique to my particular bike. So a bit unfortunate for me, but great for everybody else. In terms of the resolution, they haven't 100% confirmed it yet, but the most likely outcome is that Triumph are just going to replace the engine completely, and that's going to be fitted by the dealer. I'd be pretty happy with that, to be honest. It means that I save all the mods that are made in the bike, for example. So that's where we are. Big thank you to the dealership itself. The owner of the dealer himself took me down to the workshop, showed me all around the place and showed me the engine stripped down and the issues. It was really interesting to see that. It's a really cool experience there. Happy with that. As I said, the only issue here is that this is still taking a little bit longer than I really would have liked it to. But apart from that, they've identified the issue. We've got a solution in the works. So fairly happy all round. Hopefully the next time you hear from me, I'll be back in the road with a brand new engine in my bike. Until then, thanks for watching. Take care. I'll see you soon.